What is up, everybody? How is everybody doing today? I definitely see a lot of people talking about averages. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I think it's going to be a really good one. I think it's going to be really, really good. Let me just see. Got to update this photo here. But yeah, it's going to be a good morning. A good day, possibly a good week. I'm hoping, you know. Here we go. There we are. How's everybody doing this morning? I wish I would have thought to get some IMAX too. I got 90 shares at $9.22. That's good. I see a lot of people talking about averages today. Somebody mentioned that they were at $15 per share right now, and hopefully you didn't put everything in that $15. You couldn't, average down or something, because from what I've seen, I think there was another comment here. Yeah, here we go. Joni saying I've averaged down my cost from $18.80 to $8.96. That's amazing. That's really good. And that's the thought that you want to have with this. A lot of people will make the mistake in putting everything into their everything that they have in there. They don't have any other money to average down, and that ends up being an issue. But you look at the pre-market from what's happening right now, it's crazy. Good morning, Alan. Good morning. Is it Debo or Debo? 11 p.m. here in Australia. Good. Wow. I wouldn't say it's too late. I went to sleep yesterday. I think it was at like 12:30. So that's not late, but it is late. I guess in the same time it is late. Good morning, Plan X. I'm doing pretty good. Blitz Kid. 15 shares at $7.76. That's really good. That's really good. I would love to lower my cost average down to that point, but right now I'm holding a total of 1,900 shares. And Webull, it's actually easier for me to do that. Yeah, in Webull, it's easier for me to do that because I only have 200 shares at $9.25 or $9.26, however you want to look at it here if you're rounding. And I think I probably should, but it just all depends when money clears into there and how long it takes for AMC to pop. It looks like we're going to make some really good moves. You look at something like AMC right now, it's at $9.33. All the way up to $9.62. It was fighting at that point. Hopefully we can see some crazy increases today. Something that's higher than that normal, like 15%. A normal 15% that we gain, or as high as 18%, nothing over 20% is not really great. We want to push that up 20, 30, 50%, like how GME grew. If we can grow 50 or 100%, that would be amazing. GME right now was at one point up to $238. It's crazy. Really making moves, and did end up falling down a little bit. The good thing about yesterday, and I still do think we're going to have some sort of a decrease right in the beginning because that's the trend, but the good thing about yesterday is it wasn't something that was just like a fast, all fast growth. You had that growth, a little bit of a recovery, and then continued to move on the way up. And any recovery it did have, or any pullback it did have, it ended up recovering in a slow fashion rather than a fast fashion, which makes it more interesting to a lot of people. But right now we're sitting at $215 for GME. AMC sitting at $9.38. had that high of $9.62, which is amazing. And if we could see it open over $10, that would be really good. I sold at $9.25. Well, this is the thing. Like, you sold yesterday at $9.25. Make sure everybody hits that like button. That does help out the channel a ton. I've got positive thoughts on costs. Yeah, so do I. I think cost is actually making a little bit of moves here, and it was definitely interesting to be able to get in at those lower prices and grow 27% yesterday, 6%. These are heavily shorted positions, so yes, you should have faith in cost. We need this pop at 200. Yeah, yeah, I'm thinking that we're gonna have $15 this week. If everything goes as planned, if the variables, obviously variables are gonna change, but if they don't deviate from the plan too much, then we're gonna hit $15 this week and have that pop probably into next week. And it quite possibly could happen this week, but seriously, there's a lot of things we don't know. It could happen any day now, depending on when these hedge funds have to really buy back any of their short positions. And there's a lot of things that are making it look good on our side, right? Should I double down on my position? You might want to wait for a little bit of a dip. I always tell people to wait for any type of a dip. The issue is, are we going to see a huge dip in the beginning? You look at what we've seen in, this is cost. You look at what we've seen, for AMC yesterday. We did have a larger decrease. It wasn't something huge, but a decrease here to where it did increase and slowly started to increase more, right? Typically, we'll see that large decrease down maybe 2, 3, 4, 5%, and then end up recovering. So if you do see that, I would recommend, and I don't ever want to recommend because this is not financial advice, it's merely just my opinion. What I would do is invest at those low points and then, from there. But if you start chasing it on the way up, that's not a good situation. J22, one, glad to see you in here, and two, yeah, you're right. We don't really know when these are going to actually move. Nobody knows when the market is going to, pop. Nobody knows when a stock is going to pop. But what we can do is try and predict it based on patterns and based on what the candlesticks are doing, any type of support levels that we do have, any type of resistance levels, any touch points that we do see, we can start to see a trend of where it's going to pull back from. So you can be able to do that. The problem is that these stocks right here, the ones that are heavily shorted and hedge funds really control the narrative on, yeah, you're right. We can't predict exactly when it's going to happen, but we can see the increases that are taking place. So this is why I say it could happen this week and not today, because it could possibly happen today, depending on what the hedge fund's narrative is, what they really want to push, if they want to buy back a lot of their short share positions. Like, it just all matters on those points. But yeah, it's very difficult to predict the actual stock market. I will be the first one to tell you that you cannot predict every single time. People lose. If people could predict everything, it's not about YouTubers, it's about stock market investors. I believe I seen a video, I think it was a video a while ago, to where they took a professional investor and took a cat, basically choosing stocks by like throwing a toy at certain stocks. And that cat ended up making 11% on the year, and this stock market investor made 5%. So this cat that's doing a random thing is better than an actual investor. The thing that investors do is, yeah, you can just manually or randomly pick stocks and let it sit there for a while. But if you're looking at a swing trade and strategic trades, this is where it ends up being a different situation. So yeah, I think it's extremely difficult to 100% predict the stock market, and I'll be the first one to tell you that. But it's about limiting your losses. If you can limit your losses to way lower than, obviously your gains, then you're going to be in a good situation. If you could find the best way to average down, isn't that why you have a cat and a dog? Yeah, so they can pick my stocks. I have Carl and Daisy back here, so they can give me. Someone did give me a channel idea of what was it? Carl's calls, and I think that's really interesting. I would love to have something. Maybe I can add that to like I don't know, a membership tier on Patreon or something. I don't know, but it would be pretty cool to have something called Carl's calls and have him just pick stocks randomly, and then we put our money in there and see what it does grow like. That would be really fun. Trace Trades threw out an opinion of putting ridiculous sell orders like 1,000 and see if they'll buy them. Like ridiculous sell orders, as in like put it to the highest price we could possibly put it to, and see if they'll buy them. See if they'll reach up to those, and that's actually not a bad idea. Just to see, like, I guess if this whole DTTC rule is actually taken into effect, and if they're taking that into account, because it does sound like a great idea. Yeah, it does sound like a really great idea. And what would be ridiculous? You can't really go too far with this. Like you can't put a limit order. From what I understand on Fidelity, I can't put a limit order too far away from where the actual price is right now. My dumb self got 2 puts on GME expiring this week, 200 and 170. Well, that's not good. This is popping again today. I bought in yesterday at $8 and then out at 13. Up over 20 today. Should I have stayed in? This is the thing that you need to worry about. You made a profit. I absolutely not despise, but I guess I despise when I do it. You should never feel bad about making a profit, about taking your profits. Yes, you can talk about it, but you should never sit here and say, oh, well, I shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Find a great entry point again and get in. You already made a profit, so find a way to make more of a profit. But if it ends up falling, like, let's look at eyes. I don't know if another 72% in the free market, up to $20. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's huge what's actually happening here, but you could find an entry point. It looks like it's really popping, but you could find this entry point. It looks like when it does open, you might see something of a sell-off because of the fact that you have so many people into it. Look at these sell orders that are coming in here, and yes, it is on a downward, has decreasing or descending support levels and resistance levels. I can't speak today, but you do have all these sell orders that are coming in compared to the buy orders. You do see an increase in buy orders right now, but I think it may have a point to where it does sell off, and from $26 all the way down to $20 is a pretty decent sell off, but still from $20 down to maybe $15 is also the same way. So yeah, what does DD mean? Due diligence. Unless you have another thought for it, but do your due diligence. Sometimes I have trouble saying that. AMC is not a dead cat or a sock stock. I've never heard that one. I've heard dead cat, but I haven't heard sock stock. It's a long-term investment, anywhere from $5, $50 or higher. I mean, I'd have to. It's a long-term investment. You're saying if we start investing at $5, it's a long-term investment. If we start investing under $50, it's a long-term investment. I guess I can see that. The problem is that I don't see the value being that high right now. and even going as far as saying, a year from now, do I see the value at like $50? I don't see the true value of $50. You can see the stock price at $50, but I don't see the true value of it at 50. We may see for a long period of time. This is what people get wrong with short squeezes. They're saying that short squeezes tend to fizzle out. Like you'll see a bunch of people that end up selling off their positions and then it ends up tanking. The only real examples we have with the short squeeze is the Volkswagen short squeeze, right? And a lot of people like to compare it to that. If you compare it to that, what are you getting from that? You get institutional ownership versus retail traders. Retail traders will keep this thing alive as the stock market continues to go. As we go a year from now, it will still be alive. I think that'll be. I like MP stocks, bandits. Yeah, continue to give me some names. People are saying that these names are horrible. I know Erica picked the name Friends with Benefits. But I don't know how I feel putting that on like a t-shirt and like a hoodie and stuff like that. I mean, I'm cool with it because I'm going to do like friends, like the way the logo is, like F.R.I. Like the way they spell friends, just because, it's a play on my name. But yeah, let me know give me some really good names. I'm down to basically the 3 that I chose there. I don't know about anything like people are saying like friendies, chasing tendies is something that's not good. Just dropped 10K on AMC this morning. At what price? Or was it yesterday? MP stock bandits. Maybe that's not bad. I'll add that to. I'm in a tricky situation. I did just add the Discord group to the first tier Patreon, so we should be good there. All right, so let me see. What do we have here? I did like OnlyFriends, but it didn't pan out. People didn't like it. Erica didn't like that. She said that it would be confused with OnlyFans. But I was thinking we can take a different approach on the logo. Anything on Tesla. So I'm always interested in Tesla. The way that they move, right? I'm really interested in them. Moving 5% this morning from $554 up to $597. I'm thinking that they will see a pretty decent increase. Hopefully get up to that $700 mark today with the amount that they increase. But as of now, you still see that dip, and this may be the bottom for right now. But we still need to see how it opens. It looks positive right now, but we need to see the open. Microvision is making a little bit of a move. I hope they get back up to $20 where they should be. ZOM is making a pretty decent move. Now I hold 165 shares in that, 164 shares at $1.89. So right now we are up. And if we can continue on this route, that'll be good. Naked Brand up 3%. It looks like everything's actually moving up. You do have Rocket up 3% up to $25.45. Thanks, man. I watch you every time you're live. Thank you. I appreciate that. There are a lot of people that are going live doing this stuff, and I appreciate you watching me. MP Stock Bandits is really good. I think I'm going to put that on the list. So right now we have Friends with Benefits. I'm still keeping OnlyFriends on there. OnlyFriends group on there. I don't know. I just like it. I just feel like you can create a logo from that. I'm still keeping Friendies Chasing Tendies, even though, a bunch of people love that. But I don't think it's, I don't know. I think that's good. I think you could even create like some sort of Yeah, you can create a shirt off of that and all that stuff. I have 4K on Robinhood, and I'm thinking GME today. You're thinking of buying GME today, Ma TV, MATV. Uh, is it Yuki? Yeah, I go by Matt or Matthew. So stocks are us. Funny because I used to love Toys R Us when I was a kid. Yes, going into GME. Yeah, you might want to really pick a spot because right now you would be chasing it in a massive way. Really pick a spot on where you're going to invest into because if you're looking to gain a really decent profit, it moves a lot. GME moves a ton. You look at yesterday and it was something that you did have a larger move because we grew basically 41% and it was up to I don't really even know what the percentage was, but it grew up pretty high. But it typically moves around $30, and I thought that yesterday was going to move around $30. It was going to get to a high of maybe $180. It surpassed that to 210, and then ended up closing at 194. So definitely pick your spot. Don't invest in at 213 or $230 because that's chasing it. What are my thoughts on Ford Motor Company? I held things on Ford, but I don't believe they're paying a dividend at the moment, and that's mainly what I go into Ford for. I had two people ask for that, so I just answered two questions by responding to one person. That's amazing. If you could, please hit that like button. That does help out the channel a ton. I mean, a lot, so much. We have 400 people in here. If you can get it to 200 likes, that would be amazing. $200 for GME is cheap, to be honest. I don't know. It's expensive. If you're making quick moves, yes. If you're making a long-term move, I would say no. Yeah, it has the possibility of going up to $400, but like I've said in the past, I wanted it to be under $200. I wanted it to be under $100. But obviously, getting under $100 is not an option right now. So, good to see you again, making me skip work. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you skip work. But yeah, make sure you stick by your obligations. We have 123 likes. Thank you for getting up to 100. Continue to push that thing up. 150 would be amazing. 200 would be amazing. Looks like AMC. I would love to see them, hover around that or open up at $10. If they can open up at $10, it looks like it keeps resisting at like this mark, the 160 mark. It keeps pulling back from 160. It's not really going past 160. It's funny how GME is soaring up again, but no, I don't know where it went, but something about social media and everything. You're right. Um, it's crazy to look at that and see that there's no real news on it. It's really just the fact that they have short positions, covering shorts. Everything's coming out right now. You see the bubble starting to burst for everything, not just GME. GME, you see that large increase, but you have not yet seen what AMC and what Rocket, I believe, and what Cost is probably going to do. There are so many shorted positions that it's going to be a big bubble with all the retail traders that are in this. Will your Patreon Discord have a message board of current stocks that pay out dividends? Yeah, I can definitely do that. I want to add on as much as possible. I know we're going to have the just back and forth Discord chat, and then that open line of audio and video as well, to where we can meet together and just talk about different positions. I think it's going to be really good to have that over there. But yeah, anything that does increase, have an insane increase, we're going to be talking about that. Anything that does have a monthly paying dividend, that's going to be on there definitely, because I love monthly paying dividends. Those are probably the best, just because you're getting it more frequently. Even if it doesn't pay you as much as like the largest dividend, you're getting you know, something every month versus, you know, every quarter. Clicked like. Thank you for hitting the like button. I appreciate that. He's got 1,700 shares. Ooh, did someone ask? I have 1,700 shares on Fidelity. I have 1,900 shares total because I have 200 shares here. It's 200 shares of AMC here, and then 1,700 shares on Fidelity, which I haven't checked my Fidelity. Let's go ahead and look at that. I haven't checked that in a while because I usually pull it up on here. Yeah, so maybe I should buy, I don't know, maybe I should buy 10 more shares. If it goes below, if it goes below 938, I want my cost average to stay below that, which it probably will change like 1 cent, but I don't want it to change 1 cent. But here's where I stand right now with Fidelity. So I gained $2,095 yesterday, but total I'm down $43. If it does open up at $10 or above that 130 or 938, then you know I'll be at break even. But this is something where obviously it's holding 99% of this account because I moved everything over, or a lot over, to Webull. But my other accounts obviously have a different view. So yeah, that's where I stand with it. 1,700 shares here, 200 shares there. So it's not going to be something where I'm not in it. I'm in it, and I'm going to continue to be in it. Which I was hoping that I could even get in more shares. I'm all in on AMC. If you don't know, people have said, oh, what do you think about or why? Sorry, I'm moving stuff. Give me a second. Whoa, what's going on there? Anyways, people have said like, oh, you sold GME and AMC, like whatever. I sold GME, and I admit that it was too early, but I didn't sell AMC. AMC has to go up another $1 before I can break even. Well, that's where it sucks. I know it's going to go up. It's going to push up. So you're saying $1 or it has to go up to $10.50, or like, what's your actual cost average? Monthly dividends is when the company pays you per share to hold their stock. Yes. Well, they pay you per share in every single dividend, but they pay you on a monthly basis. So monthly paying dividends, they'll do the same thing as regular dividends, but instead of doing it by quarter, they're going to give you $10.58. Okay, that's exactly. They're going to pay you that out on a monthly basis, which is definitely better than getting it on a quarterly basis. Yeah, there's a few monthly paying dividend positions that are really good. There's ETFs that are more like reliable, I guess, that don't move as much. And yes, you can get the growth of the stock, or growth of the ETF, but you can also, get that dividend, or those dividends. Brad, buy more now and cost average down. That's what Kurt says. It's always great to cost average down. I like averaging down, not when I'm doing intraday trading. Intraday trading is very difficult to average down. If you are scalping or going into it trying to basically pull pennies out in order to lower that cost average, you can. If you don't feel comfortable with doing that, fully averaging down, what you could do is see any type of decrease. The only thing about AMC is it doesn't really move as much as like a GME does. But what you could do is definitely scalp here. So if you don't want to fully invest into it, you can invest your money And then what you could do is drive that price up, end up selling the same shares that you put in so that you can lower the cost average. And then every time you see it, basically timing the market at a lower scale. I've been averaging down over the past few weeks. Sadly, I'm out of money and I can't comfortably use the average down. Understandable, totally understandable. When depositing into Webull right now, I will get my instant at 9. You could probably average down a bit. I was at 14 average to begin with. Okay. We have 500 people in here. If you could hit that like button, that would be amazing. Get it up to 200, 250 likes. We have, since we have 500 concurrent viewers, I always want it to be like half the likes. So get it to like 250 likes. That would be really good. I sold at $9.25. Yeah, if you want to find another time to get in, it's always good to make a profit. Did you hold a lot lower? Like, how much profit did you take? What do you think could be AMC's high today? AMC's high could possibly, and it just really depends what the growth is. If we see that 15%, obviously, if we see the 15 to 20%, we're going to see it push $10 today. The problem that I'm seeing here is that it is resisting at multiple levels of this, 960 mark. It doesn't want to let it go above 960. Yes, 962 is a thing, but it really doesn't want to let it push above 960 into 970 if you're counting by tens. So it has this, resistance level to where it's pulling back, and that's never a good thing. We want to see it break through that resistance level. So there's going to be a lot of people that are probably interested in buying into these positions because it's a lower price stock, and I believe that it could get to a high of maybe $11 today easily, as long as we push through that 960 ceiling. If we can do it in the pre-market and open at $10, hopefully, if we could do that, then it's not the sky's the limit. It can open at like 12, or it could close at like $12 or get all the way up to $12, and that would be amazing for a lot of people, to where people could take profits. But there's definitely a large chance that this whole bubble could burst and you could see it jump to $50 or $60 or something like that. So even if you do take a profit, definitely keep some money in there, because you're going to see a massive amount of increase. And if it can go, I'm going to say, as it does, the bubble does burst, the sky is definitely the limit with 100% utilization from what I've seen, or close to it. Yeah, not easily. It looks like a fight. It does look like a fight, but once you start seeing more people with the volume come in, it's definitely going to be different. With the after hours market, you have a limited amount of people that can trade. Like, I can trade, I don't choose to do it, but I can trade in the after hours market. It's not as liquid, so you're not going to be able to sell as easy. But you're going to see a lot of buy orders come in when the market opens. The thing is that they're going to drive the price down, and I believe it's going to drop down. That's what happens. The trend is always to drop down. So, what price you selling at or talking taking profit of AMC? Like I said, my lower tier profit target is $15. My next tier is going to be $5 above that of $20. Now I'm going to set my stop losses at these areas. Once it does go above like 15, I'm going to set my stop losses at these areas, and hopefully it continues on the way up, and continue to set my stop losses as it goes up. But it's going to be at 15, and then at 20, and then at 25. I'm not going to sell. It's going to be a hard stop out. How do you trade after hours? You have to request it from your brokerage account. So you can turn that on Webull. You can turn it on Fidelity. I think Fidelity you have to call in, I'm pretty sure. The prediction is based on the resistance point, I think. Yeah, so MP Stock Bandits will make money today. Trying to push that name. I got it on my list, but I'm not 100% sure. I need to run it by a bunch of people. So right now, it's just the Discord group is just stock market, and it's in the description if you're interested in the Discord group. Click my Patreon, and it's going to be in there. So I think that's going to be a great group. Hopefully, we can have a lot of positivity. We can talk about different stocks. What's my thoughts on RKT? We can talk about RKT. I'm still thinking that RKT is going to push, that $33.80 mark for me at least. I believe it's going to have a larger increase. It still is a highly shorted position, highly shorted stock with a large fee to borrow or borrow fee. So I can definitely say that we're going to see some sort of increase. We're just not seeing as much as GME, which I don't even understand why. GME is slowly going down here, but I don't know why we're not seeing as much as GameStop. Is it the volume? Average volume? Is it the volume, or is it like just the fact that it has popularity? People are still talking about it. Like what's the deal there? I'm still trying to figure out why. I understand they have potential to be a booming business, but not to be valued at $200+ or $400. This is not the full valuation or the real valuation. It's mainly just the people that are pushing it. So I really want to know what's going on. The funny thing is we had higher volume than this, Preston. So you say it's the volume, we had higher volume, so it can't physically be that volume. So I'm struggling with seeing why GME is increasing so much more than AMC, costs, Rocket. These are all on the same spectrum, and AMC has a higher amount of shares held, shorted shares held, just overall floated shares held. We have 570 people in here. If you could hit that like button, get it up to 300 likes, that'll be pretty good. But yeah, like I was saying, remember we have the Discord group in the description. Wall Street Bets is back. Are they talking about GME a lot? Is that why? Because I haven't seen too much. I know a lot of times they don't really like to talk about those anymore. They like to focus on other things, but obviously not now. Hey Matt, love the content. Why do you think GME pre-market is so volatile this morning? Well, GME in general has been volatile. It's been a stock that moved up and down, and I said was a day trading opportunity, which everybody hated. I mean, everybody. They were all like, don't day trade this. We need to hold on to it. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to back off here. I'm not going to do that. I believe it got like, I don't even know how many dislikes. It got a lot of dislikes just talking about day trading GME. But it is very volatile. And to tell you the truth, there's no rhyme or reason to why it is fully increasing besides the buy volume. And you could see that there may be the point to where we have hedge funds buying back shares. Let's see what the, let's go to Fintel for GME. GME and AMC prices are 99% hedge fund manipulation. I believe there is a huge amount of manipulation. I wouldn't say 99%, but a lot of the fall. I would say any of the decreases, you can say probably 70 to 80% easily is like hedge fund related. It's not people selling their positions. Yes, you do have people that are selling and getting a little bit scared based on what the hedge funds are manipulating the price to. But yeah, any of the sell volume, it's probably 80% manipulation. But it looks like there's 750,000 short shares available. The fee to borrow is $2.60, or not $2.65, 2.65%, which is not really that high. So looking at all that information, it's not really telling me truly why GME is increasing besides the fact that people are buying in and less people are selling off. Hedge funds are tired of it, I guess. But there's still 750,000 short shares available at the moment. I bought 100 shares of eyes at $9.10 yesterday, and now it's at $20 in the pre-market, planning on selling at the open. That's a great strategy. I hope that they do stay around that, because it looks like eyes. Why do I not have that on my popular list? It should be on, whoops. Yeah, it's at $20.26. So hopefully it stays there. It looks like it was decreasing for a little bit from $26, but that's an amazing profit. I mean, you're gaining a lot on your money. Yeah. You missed that one. You missed eyes. Sabotage? Sabotage? You missed that one? Oh, you're talking to, of course. Yeah, I think that's a great profit, and it's great that you're actually, going to realize your gains, because a lot of people will hold on to it and end up losing their gains. So even if eyes does go up, you made a decent amount of money on it. I'm a fool who bought in AMC at $17. Well, it's not about being a fool at buying at those prices. Everybody makes those mistakes and sees the price going up and chases it because they realize that it has more potential, which it did. You look at AMC at that point, it could have skyrocketed to $50, $100, $200. So that was justified. I totally understand where you came from. But the thing about it is that when you do invest at these high points and start chasing the stock, you need to have something that you can have in your back pocket so you can put into the position to average down. Because averaging down from where it was at 17 all the way down to $4, you would have brought that down easily to $10 because it was at $4. If you would have invested in the same at the same volume of what you bought at $17, you would have been good. So it's talk about GME. Jim Cramer talk about GME again. Well, it's always great to have news on GME, but I don't think that's the reason why it is, steadily increasing. Let me add this to popular right now, or rapidly increasing actually. I bought AMC. Yeah, I bought AMC hype at $14, sold at $7, bought all GME, and now my portfolio is up a few 100% and not red. That's amazing because GME did make a huge move. And to tell you the truth, like people are always asking me, like, do you feel horrible now that, yeah, how to day trade for a living, or read and reread. Everyone makes mistakes. Yes, 100%. I love that book. It tells you about people making mistakes and understands that everybody loses in the stock market. You have to understand that you will lose. But yeah, everybody keeps asking me about GME, and they're always asking me like, hey, do you feel bad about the fact that you sold right before? No. Well, yes, I do feel a little bit bad, but will I go back and say that, oh, well, you know what, I'm never going to invest again because, I missed an opportunity there by a matter of days? I'm not going to go that far. Like it's a mistake. People make mistakes, and you lost money for those mistakes. If you can make that money back, you're fine. That's what it's about. If you continue to harp on these situations, that's a play on words because my daughter's name is Harper. But if you continue to harp on these situations, you're going to end up in the same trend. It's going to be buying high and selling low. You don't want that. If you can get in at the middle of the road, you can still make a decent amount of money, or you can get in at the lower portion, you can make a really good amount of money. But if you start to have that trend of buying at these high points and chasing these positions, that's where you end up getting messed up. And you can see that I haven't chased a single position. RKT was probably the closest one to getting into a stock, and it wasn't really a chase for me. It was something where I invested on the way down. So it was something that went down to $31, came up to 33, looked like it was going to have a massive increase, and then we had a sell-off of the actual market, not just RKT, but it was the market. So the market ended up falling down, which brought my price down, and it wasn't something where I was going to have a quick increase or quick decrease or quick profit any way. It wasn't something that was a day trade. It was a swing trade opportunity for me. I wanted to see it grow over a number of days, but right now I'm still holding at $33.80, even though it hit that high of $38. So I invested somewhere not in the middle of those two, but towards the bottom of those two, 31 to 39. But when you look at the ultimate picture of 25 to 39, I invested closer to the higher tier, which is not really good. But yeah, I think that what I need to do is average down, which it sucks because I didn't leave anything to average down, and that was a mistake in my opinion. What do I think of Roblox becoming public? I've seen this time and time again. I haven't actually looked into it at all, but I think we need to find a way to discuss this. Hopefully on the Discord group. That would be amazing, because I would like to hear everybody else's opinion before I give my own opinion. But let me look into that. Coming March 10th. Here are two things investors should know. So yeah, let me look into that and give you my real opinion there. So I'm going to talk about this in the Discord group. I don't know how many members we're going to have at that point, but I'm definitely going to talk about this. We need a discussion on that because March 10th is literally tomorrow. So yeah, but thank you for the super chat. We can definitely talk about that, and I'll get familiar with that, and maybe in the stream later today I'll have a discussion on it as well. I think I'm going to do another stream later today. Erica doesn't work today, so I should be fine to do that. But yeah, that everyone go and smoke that like button. Yes, please hit the like button. What's the Discord name? The link is in the description. If you go to my Patreon, it's going to cost $5. I think it's a low price to pay, but we're going to basically have a big group here. Hopefully we can get 100, 200, gain a lot of people in this Discord group so that we can have a full conversation all the time. And I only have one level to it. I don't know if I'm gonna add any other levels yet. But we haven't figured out an actual name for it yet. Yes, the Discord is different than YouTube. If you go to the first link in the description, I think it's a Patreon there, you'll see the Discord. I think we have, we just launched it yesterday, or I made it public yesterday. So yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to figure something out really quick. Still okay to buy AMC now. It was at 8% a couple of days ago, or it was at 8 a couple of days ago. Well, this is where it ends up being a little tricky for this situation. I think anything under $10 is definitely good. Erica, you mean Courtney Cox? No. And it's with a K, by the way. Not CK. People end up, anytime I say like her name is with a K, people will add a K to the C. So it would be CK, which is understandable. I mean, it's there. But yeah, the Discord link should be in the description, I believe. It's a Patreon link, so I'll change that to, let me see. Where is this at? There we go. So it says Patreon page here. But so yeah, the Discord group does not have a name yet. So we're still trying to figure that out, but it is there. We have 649 people in here. Wow. Please hit that like button. Get it above 300 likes. Again, I would love it to be half of what the concurrent viewers are, so 325 would be perfect. I'm super wet like a private jet. Hopefully the market keeps me moist all day. What is up with you, Mark Rada or Rhoda? Hey, GameStop price was at 230 at like AM today. It hit 230 easily today. Yes, it did. I think it can definitely push up to that price, especially with the volume. If we can continue to see that volume increase, yeah, it can push back up to $300 if it really wanted to. And as long as we don't see a lot of shorts deciding to take out more short positions. Sorry, you covered already, but what support are you looking at getting into for GME? What support am I looking at getting into for GME for me? I think for me personally, especially with the fact that, you know, I lost on this situation in a very big way. It's something where I don't see any price that it could get to here as something that I would want to invest into for me. If I know that it is going to move that like $30 or $40 or whatever, or however much it does move every single day, then yes, I can definitely swing trade it or day trade it, which people don't like me to say. But I would say if you are looking for a bottom of the bottom, you need to figure out what that is in the open. You never know what could happen in the open. It could be a complete bloodbath and you never know about it. So it looks like a great situation that's happening here. But if you do see it drop below 200, that could be a great time to get in. If you do see it drop below 190, that could be an amazing time to get in. But either way, you can see that has the potential to push up to 230, so you can gain a significant amount of money from those points. Even from this point, you can gain a significant amount of money. It's just at this point, you're kind of still chasing it, even though it is going the way down, you're kind of still chasing it. So pick your spot, whatever's best for you, whatever you see in the chart. For me, I can definitely see potential here. If I was looking to invest into this blind without anything, without any history of GME, yes, I can say getting into it below $200 would be amazing. I can find a way to get out with a $30, $40 profit per share, and then, you know, have a pretty good day, you know. So that's basically where I would go with it. But right now, it's not really showing too many support levels. You can see it having a couple of touch points, but I haven't really seen too much anything that's really fighting back. You have this top point where it didn't touch anything for a resistance level, so it has the potential to get up there, but it hasn't had multiple touch points. Multiple touch points either means that it's really trying to test that point, or that it's going to completely fight from that point, and that's what you're seeing here. It's fighting from $238. I'm shorting Matthew's NFTs. Like I said, the NFTs, I want the price to go down. I think one has one expires in like one day, and I'm gonna change the price and just bring it down to like, I don't know, $5. It's not gonna be a huge price for the NFTs. I want them to trade back and forth. Let's see, thoughts on NOK, please. Let's see, thoughts on NOK. NOK is tough. It's not really growing at the same rate of anything else. It is positive today, up 1%. But Nokia, you would think, would follow at the same route of everything else that's in here. It just doesn't have the volume anytime. And I said this in the past, it never had the volume. You know, it was really tough to see this because it was a low price position. Looks like my stream is like lagging. It says excellent connection, but it's lagging. Yeah, stay away from NOK, people say. Let's go bandits, let's go. Let's go back to AMC, still hovering around that 950 mark, which yesterday it hovered around that 850 mark for quite some time. I don't know why this keeps like freezing. It looks like it keeps stalling. Is anybody having trouble with the stream today? I shouldn't, because nothing else is running. I don't know what's going on. You will see the truth. You were glitching, yes. Downloading games again? No, I'm not downloading anything right now. Not downloading anything. Buffering, it's freezing. Yeah, it keeps freezing. Okay. I don't know why it's doing that. I think it's the latency, because I added low latency just because I wanted it to be like to update a lot sooner. But yeah, I would imagine it started to act up a little bit, but hopefully we're good now. Tired. So tired. Let me check my email. I think I have a couple of things that need to be done, but they can wait. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a pretty good day. But basically, I didn't know how to set up everything for where's the Patreon? That's not it. Creator Studio, let's do something there. All right, so we do have a couple of more active members. We can see that the Discord group is now live, so we can definitely chat up a lot of these things. I definitely want to write down some topics that we can talk about. If you guys have anything you want to bring to the table, definitely Roblox, because that's going to be huge. And this is where it ends up being tricky with IPOs. You never really want to. There's a lot of times where you don't want to invest. Yeah, you don't want to invest in those IPOs because they do decrease a lot. Some of them do increase. You look at the Rocket Mortgage IPO, and I mean that pretty much increased and then ended up taking a large fall. So people chase the stock. So ends up being a little bit difficult there. But yeah, the Discord group is in the description. We have 550 people in here. Please hit that like button. Continue to hit that like button. It does help out the channel a lot. How do I get into the Discord? It's the first link in the description. You'll get into it. Morning, Matt. Can you please let me know what you think about holding AAPL Tesla long? Going with ART. Thanks. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, let's talk about this. So Tesla, right? I think Tesla is a great opportunity, right? especially at these low levels. A lot of people love this at this level. Continue to double down and triple down. Know that there's a chance that it can get to $1,000 easily and double what that amount is, which is huge. Because if you can get into Tesla and find a way to buy 100 shares or 1,000 shares, which would be a lot of money, you're basically giving yourself a chance to double that. And yes, there are a lot of instances to where you can double it, but Tesla is probably more safe than a lot of these positions, to tell you the truth. So a lot of these other ones that we are looking at, Tesla is 100% more safe. And I would say that if you can invest under $600 and have the potential to gain up to that $800 mark again, yeah, that's amazing. At this 550 mark, even better. If you can get sub 500, which I don't know if it will happen, I think it got to a low of $538, then that will be even better. So I love this with Tesla, and Tesla moves so much to where you can actually get a decent swing trade out of it if you wanted to. But long term, holding them for a long period of time, I think is a great bet. But I don't know how long. I know people that don't take profits in Tesla. They just continue to buy more and more Tesla, which yes, their overall portfolio is huge because it continues to grow, and they bought it before the split actually happened and all this other stuff. So they gained a ton of money from it. But you look at this and you can gain your profits and then put it into something else that can grow at 100% shorter term. So I still do like Tesla, but I love when people can take the profits, but it is something that will grow long term. Even if it is at this low price, people don't think that it's valued up here, but it is. Tesla's stock price fluctuates. For AAPL, I do see a large increase for Apple coming soon. You do see this gap up that it did have up to $119, but it's going to get back up to where, not where it was. I believe it was at like $500, right? It was longer than that. With a year. Why did I think it was at $500 for a second? I thought it was a lot higher than that. Anyways, Apple has I definitely believe that they can have a large increase and get back up to where they were. But I would say short term, they're not good. Something that you look at as something that's not growing now when a lot of things are up. I look at them as more of that long-term solution to where it can have that consistent growth year over year. Let's go back to what the 1 month view is, or the 1 day view is. But yeah, something that happened yesterday where a lot of stocks were up, Apple was steadily decreasing. So there's a lot of stuff here. PLTR, I got that yesterday, I believe. For a long-term now remember that I am not the best long-term trader. I'm more of a short-term trader. I guess long-term trader is not a thing. Long-term investor is kind of a thing. But I'm not really a long-term investor unless you're talking about dividend positions. But obviously looking at the short information that you do have here, looking at, you know, actually not too long ago, you can see that you are seeing a lot of an increase. Where are my indicators? Why do they keep going away? That's not good. But you can see that you do have, you know, basically that 200 EMA underneath the 15 moving average. You can see the trend is up. Recently, as the market was down, right, you can see that you did have a little bit of a decrease. It wasn't that big compared to what you've seen in other positions, but you want to see that test a couple of times, which it looks like it did at $36. So it might be at a lower point to where you could invest long term and continue to ride that on the way up. But it looks like it is a little bit on the way down. In the pre-market, it is up 3%, 3.66%. So you can see some sort of hopefully we could see this crossover as it starts to continue to increase. But this might be the bottom here if you're talking about a 10,000 foot view here. And it looks like it really fought somewhere around this point. So this might be the bottom. It looks like it hit these touch points a couple of times. So that may be close to a support level to where you can get into it and have a comfortable long-term gain out of that, in my opinion. But remember, I'm not a long-term investor. Really, the only long-term things that I do are dividend related and mutual funds and index funds, which are heavily managed by other people. So anything that's short-term, intraday, swing trading, that's what I'll really do. Yes, there you go. They had the stock split. I knew it. For some reason I wasn't even thinking. Knew that they had the stock split. There we go. I was like, I knew it was higher. Roblox will be a meme stock. Will easily 5 times on the first 2 days. You think that's the case? That definitely seems legit. I mean, oh man, that's interesting. I think we need to have a full conversation on this, because if that's the case, you need to get money into it now. You know what I mean? That's interesting, and I want to see all of the things that make it a meme stock, because to tell you the truth, I've been looking at a lot of things and I've heard about it probably 3 times, right? So if I heard about it 3 times, it doesn't really seem like a full meme stock to me. Roblox will run. Always good to have another trader's opinion. Yes, it is. This is the thing about trading and investing that makes, that obviously is great to be able to have everybody's opinion, but also understand what they specialize in. If I talk about trading, intraday trading, and swing trading, those are things that I really feel comfortable with doing, rather than long-term investing. And I understand you get taxed less with long-term gains. I understand that 100%. But a lot of times that's just showing that they are pushing you to have the long-term gains and make the stock market more predictable rather than intraday trading. It's the same thing with the pattern day trader rule. How do we get on Roblox or in on Roblox? So apparently the IPO is tomorrow, and we need to really talk about it to see what everybody's thoughts are, because people are saying that Roblox will run, that it's a meme stock. I see, Jason, who said, it will 5 times easily in the first 2 days. What is the IPO actually at? Where's my Fidelity? Do I have Fidelity up? I don't know where Fidelity went. Fidelity went somewhere. I'll just type it back in. But yeah, we do need to talk about Roblox. If that's something that's a big deal right now, we need to talk about it. And it's something that needs to be on our watch list as it starts to go. So AMC, if we can continue to go back into AMC before we jump back into that. AMC is at $9.44 at the moment, up 1.6%. GME is up 12%, up to $219. Cost is up 6% or 7% now. Rocket Mortgage is up 2%. I don't know why that's not pushing a lot more. Tesla's up 5%, close to 6%. So those are all of the things we really need to worry about. There is Riot here that's up 12%, which is huge. Let's see if CCIV, where's CCIV? CCIV is up 4%. I kind of had faith in what they were doing, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's deflating here to see this steadily decrease and not increase at the same rate that it was, because it was something that was steadily increasing. It wasn't a rapid increase. From here, I understand, but continuing to drop down is something that I didn't understand at all. I thought that below $30 was a great time to get in to where you can see that increase, and if I actually took that, I basically would be down to, $23 at this point per share versus being at $30 or $29. So it's tough with CCIV. But let's go ahead and go to my I don't have anything on Roblox here. I don't see their IPO. Why is that not coming up? So yeah, it looks like with all of the news articles on this, when are they going to be, you know, they're going to be a meme stock for sure. Will they squeeze? Will they squeeze in your opinion? They mean AMC and GME. So GME, I think, already had a squeeze, and I think that it will continue to push up and down based on retail traders' investment into this and how much they get into it, how much they see it decrease, and continue to go back and forth. Because to tell you the truth, I don't think we're going to see like a crazy squeeze. I think it could get up to, I think you could have gotten to $1,000 here easily, but I think that this will find a way to push to $300 or so. I don't know about it going to 400. It could be possible. I always get distracted by that light that appears on the post back there. But AMC is definitely 100% squeezable without even getting to a point to where it squoze, if that's a word. So I look at this as something that hasn't even had a full breakout yet, hasn't had that 50% day, even though it's probably one of the most held stocks. It is one of the most held stocks in the stock market. And that's because people really believe in it, and they're still shorting this position. If they're still shorting the position, then it's obviously good for us. We have 727 people in here. If you could hit that like button, that would be amazing. We are going to talk about Roblox a lot in the Discord group, and be able to hopefully come to a conclusion on what we're going to do tomorrow, because that's obviously a great deal. You want to see it. You want to see the stock price increase, and it makes it look like you're going to see a huge jump on this price. And they're saying that it could 5x in 2 days. Go ahead. What's your opinion on ANPC? I try and get to these things. Holy cow. So ANPC today, I don't know what this is for, but I would not touch. For a day trade, it doesn't look like it has the normal potential to move, right? It's not something that moves a lot, right? The high and low from the day before, the low was $5.65. The high was $5.99. Do not touch this. In my opinion, do not touch it. But it could continue to increase depending on what the actual news is, but I don't want to chase stocks. This is a clear sign of chasing it. Clear sign. Don't get stuck in that, really. So in my opinion, would not do anything with it. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that would agree with me. I'm selling GameStop at $300. When did you buy into it again? It's very tough to keep track of anybody's buy-in prices. It's probably better if I do it in a short forum group. The pre-market's going nuts. Yeah, the pre-market is absolutely crazy today, and I hope that we continue to see this increase. And yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't chase that. Yeah, you can see that right there. It's like, oh, you bought it at 119. Okay, that's really good. Right now you're making a really good profit. Did you buy a crazy amount of shares? Was it like 10 shares or 1 share or 100 shares? I'm going to GME going to 300 maybe. I mean, it's pretty low volume. This is the thing, is that, I mean, GME showed yesterday that it had a lot of volume, and that's why you did see the increases there. And the fact that it did show, I was trying to get back here, the fact that it did show that it had a lot of volume Wow. Just looking at the day, looking at the 4 hour time periods there, you can see that large increase there. It just looks amazing, right? From 115 all the way up to, 200, and wow, that's just insane. But I don't even know where I was getting at. But yeah, GME with the volume, you don't really necessarily need the volume, you just need the manipulation to stop because people aren't really selling that much. How much are you invested in stocks? Totally, or through like Webull? So Webull, let's see. I bought Zomedica, but that's not, where is it at? Positions. So right now I have AMC to where I'm up $28, finally up in these 200 shares. I have Rocket Mortgage. Hopefully you can see this down here. I have Rocket Mortgage at a total cost of $6,760, and then Zomedica at $310. But then I also have my Fidelity account. I don't know why it keeps logging me out of here. But I also have my Fidelity account to where I have about $15,000 invested into that. So I would say a total of around 21. That might be wrong. So $16,000 there. So if I add that, it's gonna be 22, 23, 24, about 25,000, let's say, invested into stocks. But then I also have stocks invested in my my Roth IRA, to where I have some dividend growers. I have some ETFs. I guess that doesn't count as stocks, but yeah. What's going on here? Why is this not showing up? And then I also have other accounts as well that actually are just sitting there. I really don't have it invested in anything. And it's for situations like these, to where maybe I can invest in Roblox, right? We have 821 people in here. Please hit that like button. Be honest, what's your biggest loss on a day, money-wise? Like realized loss? Probably, there was one time where I started day trading. So everybody that day trades, if you understand, or if you go through this learning curve, right, you need to understand that everybody loses and everybody blows up their account at least once. If you don't blow up your account, you're not going to learn what you did wrong. So yeah, there was a time where I lost consistently the same day on Facebook. It was $300 here, then got aggressive, lost over $2,000 because I kept chasing it. And this is where I learned not to really chase the stocks. So I kept chasing it, and then I seen that it did drop down, but it was on a time to where it was continuing to drop down. So I basically did kind of what I did with RKT at the moment, and I invested I invested at 100 shares here and then 100 shares there, or it might have been more than that. So I basically took 100 shares, then doubled that, and then tripled what the triple was in order to make up all of that loss, which I noticed that was a horrible idea, to try and put all of it in one basket. I ended up losing like $6,000 plus. But that was when I was invested in Ally Bank. So I've had that was probably the largest loss that I will ever see. And I've never gotten even close to that. But that was literally in the beginning of day trading. And it was something where I was like, all right, how can I do this? It seems pretty easy. And it was pretty bad. So I laugh at that. Luckily, I obviously had the money and I made up a lot of it. Half of it probably somewhere within the next 3 months. After I started to really look at that, but my biggest loss was a lot. I would have to go back and check my Ally Bank to know the exact figure, but I know it was like $6,000. So the thing is that it wasn't a complete blow up, so I can't say that I've ever had that huge blow up to where it was 50% of my account, because $6,000 was never 50% of my account, but it is a pretty substantial size of money, you know? You learn from failure, but everyone has to fail to see. Yes, you're absolutely right, Kurt. I was doing a quote of the day, and I for some reason can't remember what the quote is. You learn more. Oh yeah, you learn more from failure than you do from success. It's 100% true. And if you do not fail, the people that end up trading and gaining a profit and not understanding why they gained a profit are those same people that if they lose the same amount that they actually gained the one day, like say if it's $2,000 they gained and they end up losing $2,000, they'll probably quit trading and say, you know what, I break even, I'm fine, I'm not going to do this because this is gambling. And that's not the way you look at it, because they didn't have the chance to fail from the beginning. You have to fail. Talking about my cat, Carl. I want to go balls deep into SNDL. Buy AMC like we did GME. What? I would love them to buy AMC like GME was yesterday, because GME had a pretty good volume day. Pretty good, decent. I was going to say decent volume day or pretty good volume day. Stock cat. That's going to be the stock cat. I think I'm going to create something there to where you pick stocks, and then maybe everybody in like the Discord group can just take those stocks and we can invest in those for like maybe the long term, or maybe we could do a swing trade. I don't know how it's going to work, but I would like to be able to see if Carl picking stocks can, you know, net us a great return, right? That'll be pretty cool. So it'll be like maybe a portion that'll be Carl's calls, and you get Carl's stock picks. That'll be fun. I got ruined by CCIV. But hey, I've learned not to chase. Yeah, that's good. You don't chase, and the fact that you've learned from it is a good thing. And getting burned by any stock is not good. I don't want to say is good, but it's not the worst thing possible. Everybody that day trades or even that swing trades does blow up their account. People that invest, they tend to have it safer. They don't blow up their account. They just, you know, hold on to the positions and continue to see it grow or decrease a slight bit. But Carl stocks, I love it. But yeah, it's very tough. See where they're at. So GME is at $216, almost at $217. Was at a high of $238. AMC is still hovering around that $9.40 mark. Let's see what they're doing day-wise. Let's see if they're still. So obviously, as you could see, like I was calling out earlier, they're really like resisting at the 960 mark. If we could find a way to have like a last second like spurt, which happens in the last 30 minutes of the pre-market usually, then it's going to be really good. Hopefully we can open at $10. If we can open at $10, that will be phenomenal. You will see it sell off. No matter what, I think we are going to see some sort of sell off. That's what happens to AMC in the beginning. If we don't, then we don't. But I know in most cases, we do see that sell off. We have 851 people in here. Please hit that like button. But yeah, I'm gonna, hey, you said the bubble's about to burst. Yeah, so this overall, the bubble, when I say the bubble's about to burst, right, or pop, you can see that there's a bunch of manipulation that happened with all of these positions. And the fact that you have the DTCC rule in effect is showing that there was manipulation, whether there was naked shorting, whether there was IOUs that were sent back and forth. It's looking like it's more and more manipulation for the hedge funds to make money. And I feel like no matter what, I don't want to say that every single thing is going to help us out and that we're going to see this burst right now, because they're going to continue to fight us. They're going to continue to fight us no matter how many times, you know, we continue to buy into AMC and we hold this position. They're going to fight us. And it's going to be a tough road, but hopefully they start to give up soon and we could see that bubble actually burst and see this increase to levels that it has never been to. Because AMC thinks that, you know, they paid off debt now. If they get to $100, $200 or $500 like GME did, yeah, it's going insane. You know what I mean? And the retail traders are going to keep it not up at those levels, but keep it at a high level compared to where it was. And it's going to be trading at, if it does end up reaching those levels, which it could possibly do, it's very difficult to say that, you know, it will, but it could possibly do. If it does reach those levels, then you know that, you know, people are going to have it up to like maybe that $200 mark or $100 mark, around, hovering around there, which is way above where it was, you know, $9 or even $25. But like I said, I have my profit targets of, you know, $20, pushing 5 above that, 5 above that, 5 above that. I'll continue to add my stop loss. And if we see a day to where it just crazy increases, then, you know, I'm all for it, right? And I'm sure you are too. What's a good spot to get into GME? For me, I would say if you could find a way to get in below $200 in order to make a short-term gain, then that would be good. But for something that you're considering to drive up to $300 or $400, at this point, it would be chasing the position, and I wouldn't recommend it. I don't recommend anything because this is not financial advice. This is merely just my opinion. But if it was me and I was looking for a short-term gain up to maybe $250 possibly today, maybe 300, who knows what the stock market's going to do, then I would basically say somewhere around that $200 mark would be great to invest into with a stop loss, because if it does come back, then you don't want to be put in a bad situation, and you do want to invest in things that you 100% know will grow. So if you get to a point to where it pulls all the way back to 150, you'll be stopped out, and then you could reinvest at 150 and be able to ride that on the way up. So that's what I'm looking for there. Discord channel name Naked Shorts. That's a little tough to do, because that's basically saying that I support, you know, Naked Shorts. I mean, there in the beginning of making these live streams, everybody thought that I didn't actually wear pants because you can't see my legs. But I thought that was kind of too similar to having like the no pants gang. I was pretty much sure that was very similar to what PewDiePie had, and PewDiePie has like the no legs gang, which very similar. So will Roblox be traded during the pre-market tomorrow? I am not 100% sure of that. It should be, in my opinion. I think it would probably be in the open, to where we would see that price fluctuate or start. But I'm not 100% sure. Let me see. The day before the stocks were issued, no, come on. The day before the stocks were issued, the underwriter of the company must determine a starting price for the stock. A target price will have been set earlier in the process, but IPOs are rarely stable. Obviously, the higher the price, the more money the company gets. If the price is up, price is too high, there will not be enough demand for the stock. The price will drop, and after I understand how the stock market goes. After the initial, it's not giving me The information I Googled here. Come on, man. I Googled it. You need to give me the information. I'm in at $188 for GME. I want to make sure you use a stop loss to prevent loss after the market open. How do I know though that I won't just get up? Come on, it won't just go back up immediately after it hits 150. You're absolutely right. The issue there is you have to make the judgment on whether you believe it's going to go up or not, whether you believe it's going to continue to pull back. And that's where it ends up being tricky. Like, you see me all the time talk about AMC and the fact that it gets up to my break-even point. And if it does get up to my break-even point, what's the best bet to do? Because it got up to my break-even point multiple times to where I could have sold at that position. In most cases, I would have sold at that position and then tried to get in at a lower price because I know that it's fighting between those two prices. But if I would have done that now, you would not see that increase here, because I believe that it is going to continue to push up. But the issue is, do I make that call here? And how do I make that call? And it's all based on your research, whatever you see in the stock. Because for me, I can say, oh, you know what? I see that pulling down because of such and such or whatever. But for you, you may have a different story to that. So I think it's very difficult to say, you know, I'm invested at $188 with a stop loss at 160. What happens if it does go down to 160? They see my stop loss, stop me out in order to, you know, buy back my shares, and then or buy those shares, and then it ends up going right back up. So yeah, it's tough to say whether that will happen, but you don't want to chance losing a ton of money here. And that's my opinion when I look at it at a short-term level. If you're looking at a long-term level and people think that it's going to go up to $500, you know, do you. If you're comfortable with the money, definitely do you. I don't want to prevent anybody from making a ton of money, but you can never 100% predict the stock market. You can just limit your losses and obviously accept your gains. Knowing when to get out is the most difficult part. You can get into a position anytime you want, but knowing when to get out is very difficult. That's the hardest part, which people underestimate. They're like, oh, well, I know how to, you know, sell my position. I could sell it whenever I make a profit. Can you? I've seen people see $1,000 profit and not accept it, and then say, oh, well, it'll go back up to $1,000. Now it's down to 900, 800, 700, 400, 500. It goes back up, and then it goes back down. Like, it's something to where it's like, okay, then they'll see it go up and they're like, all right, well, you know what? I know it's going to go back up to 1,000. So it goes back up to 500. Then it goes down to 0. Then it goes negative. So then they're like, oh, well, you know what? I'll hold till I break even. And they're continue to hold until it basically gets to a loss of $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, or they lose all their money. Like, it's horrible to see that. Yes, the stock market does fluctuate, and you can't really predict if it's going to fully go up or go down. There are some instances to where you can do that, but I've seen a number of people lose out on a ton of profits because they can't figure out when to sell. You know, I've been in that situation, and recently with the AMC and GME situation, I was in that situation with GME. With AMC, I don't want to get stuck into that point and miss the boat at this point, because it's a fear of missing out at this point here. But yeah, I'm not doing that with these positions, but most cases I will do that. So if you feel as though you may lose a lot of money on the pullback, if it does pull back, then, you know, set your stop loss. If you don't want to set your stop loss, don't do that. But I always recommend people to take their stop loss there. Roblox is starting at $45. Is that too, this is the thing with IPOs, is that too high or is that too low? Do you feel like that's a good starting price for them? And do you believe that it's going to 5x in 2 days? I don't know. I think it will be a meme stock, and it might double, but at $45, I think that's a little high for me. Not like saying like I can't afford it. I'm just saying like it's a little high of an IPO, and it does have a lot of information around it. So seeing that, it might be close to where it should be. Obviously, it might be good. What do you think about it? Do you think Roblox at 45 is good? That's too high for an IPO. That's what I was kind of thinking. Roblox should start at $5. Of course you think they should start at $5, because starting at $5 is way too low to where it will increase. Holy cow, they're saying Coinbase is valued at $373. Wow. $25 is a good starting price. Is that what you're saying? Finally profiting on AMC and GME, and hard decision to get out. Yes. Yeah, it is a very hard decision to get out. A lot of people underestimate this. They're always like, hey, I'll hold on to this $1,000 profit. I was up on AMC twice, and not knowing where it is going to go is definitely a difficult situation for me, at least. To see that and say that I was up $2,000 and then $4,000 at one point, and I didn't take those profits, it was a little ridiculous. It got up to $17 to where I was holding at $12, but I wasn't holding a crazy amount of shares like I am now. Not a crazy amount of shares, but a lot of shares like I am now. Depends on how many shares they're offering. You got to look at its average. I cannot see this. You got to look at its average price, highest price and lowest price since trading. It's IPO tomorrow too, Matt. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I don't know if it should start at $45. I thought that it was a little high. ZOM is up 3%, up to $1.94. I still think they have more longer term growth. They may see a pretty good increase. If they double, then I'm definitely taking my profit. And I understand that they could continue to go up, but if they double, I'm taking the profit and then going on about my day. That'll basically go from $300 to $600. But I was going to steadily add to this as time goes on. So it would go to 200, it would go to 300, it would go, like, I would continue to add to it. In 40 shares of GME at $84.56, what should I look for as far as a potential downturn to pull out? I'm currently up to $5,316. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Now, when you talk about GME, what should I look for? A lot of this is all unpredictable from what it actually is happening. Being in at that point, and we could see it get to around that $300 mark, you definitely want to set a firm stop loss of where you want your pullout to be. So if you're at $84, you have a lot of room in order to accept some sort of gain. So let's say if you set your stop loss at $150, right? That's a comfortable distance between where it is now and where you want to get out at. That's still a pretty good gain that you would get. It's not obviously $5,316, but it is a pretty good gain. But when you get up to the top and you start seeing massive pullbacks, you want to look for those wide red candlesticks. If you see multiple wide red candlesticks, you're going to see that probably pull back a significant amount. And I'm not saying that you have to get out there, and you can continue to ride it up if you're comfortable with accepting a stop loss. This is what makes it very difficult to predict, because as you look at what's happening at the top here, let's say the $238 mark, right? You look at what's happening at the top here. All of this stuff here was unpredictable. You're not seeing these wide range, green candlesticks that are continually pushing this up. You're seeing kind of slow movement here. Yes, it is $1, but you're looking at a larger scale here. But you're not seeing these huge candlesticks that you would normally see with a massive increase, right? So as I look into this, I would say it's not really showing a ton of signs on when it will actually pull back. The only thing I can say that you can go off of, and that I typically go off of, is once you start to see this crossover, you start to see wider candlesticks, you can say that it is going to continue to drop down. The problem with this stock, like I've been saying, is that it is unpredictable. So all you need to do is set your stop loss at wherever you're comfortable at, maybe at that 150 mark. And if it does go back there, then you accept that gain. But if you want to sell at, you always have to set some sort of ultimate profit target, right? So if you want to sell at, let's say, $230, that's your ultimate profit target. Put your stop loss as it goes above there. Put your stop loss at $230 if it does go above there, or you can set your limit order at there. But it's very difficult to 100% gauge where it's going to come back, and I don't want to give anybody false information on what they should look for when it comes to pulling back on a stock, especially one that is a meme position that doesn't really follow the laws of the stock market and how different charts move. But yeah, I think you need to just set your stop losses on where your firm stop loss is and where your sellout point is, because selling is the hardest part, like I've been saying this whole time. So pick your best spots where you think will be your best profit targets, and where you'll be able to gain the most profit that you possibly can. Because that's the ultimate goal, is to make money from it. $5,316 is absolutely amazing, and to be up that and to continually increase that is really good. So you're up $5,316 as of the close, which means that you're up higher in the pre-market at that $217 mark. Is it see? I struggle. What's up, Morales? I struggle with your first name. You said it's Caesar. You said it's like Caesar, but like there's no R. So Caesar. Yeah, it's Carly. It's great to hear people making money. I know that I sold out of GME, and I love to see people making money. Being up $5,000 is definitely something that people are like, you know what, I really like what's happening here. I would say being up $5,000, it doesn't hurt to accept your profit. And I understand people want everybody to hold on, but if you're up $5,000 and you feel like it's going to go back, or you don't want to decrease that value, but you also want to increase the value, set your stop loss at where that point is, and then hopefully it can continue to increase. And then if you feel like it got to a point to where it's unsustainable, you see on the RSI that it's well above 70, then sell out of your position. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to take a profit. It only hurts to take less profit or a loss. I miss these children a lot, and they're right upstairs. I miss them. I seen them last night, and I just miss them. What's your stop loss for AMC? For me, once it does get above 15, if it does comfortably get above 15, that's where I'm going to set a firm stop loss, to where if it pulls all the way back, that's where I'm getting out at. And I'll gain a pretty decent amount of money. It's okay for me. And if it gets to 20, then I'll set another stop loss as a firm stop loss. And then if it gets to 25, I'll set another stop loss as a firm stop loss. This is where they're going to start. And this is where I end up struggling a little bit, because what hedge funds will do is, in order to buy some of these shares that are not real shares that they gave to us, they're going to try and reach some of these stop losses and some of these limit orders. This is why I heard that Trades was actually looking to set ridiculous sell orders in order for them to buy some of those sell orders. Why not sell half and let the rest ride? You could possibly do that. There's definitely an instance to where you could do that, let the rest ride. What I would typically do is sell to a point to where whatever my profit target will be. So let's say if I wanted my profit target to be at, for GME, let's say it's $150 and I would gain $2,500 from it or something, right? I would take the amount that I invested in and the $2,500 as it gets well above, where I'm at right now, which is basically up like $5,000, right? So basically you're leaving $2,500 in there. You're taking $2,500 of the profit and you're taking your initial investment while leaving $2,500 in there. So then what it's going to do is take that money and have that substantially increase, but you're not going to have that fear of missing out. But anything that you are playing with is house money. And yes, you're right, you could do that. That's not a bad option. I just always like people to accept their money if they feel like the stock price is going to reverse, or if they have like 70% chance, they feel like it's 70% chance that it's going to reverse, then just take all your money out, accept your profit, because that ends up being a very difficult part of the process. But you're right, I would 100% agree with you. They'll manipulate to trigger stop losses. That's what I was thinking, and it's tough to see that because stop losses are so great to accepting profits, but I think you're right, they will manipulate stop losses in order to basically or manipulate the price in order to trigger these stop losses. And it will suck if that happens, but either way, you're taking a profit. So you could do the method of selling a larger portion by taking your profit, taking your initial investment and your profit and leaving some of your profit in there so that you're playing with house money. And that might be a better situation, but yeah. So we have about 40 minutes until the market opens. This should be really good. Remember, if you're interested, I have a Patreon. I have a Discord group if you want to click that. It's the first link in the description. We're going to be talking about Roblox a lot, I'm pretty sure. Bringing up a lot of different information on what the stock price will be. What we feel as though the price is going to do. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of information there. So definitely go over there and, sign up for that. Click the link and get in there. We have 850 people in here. We have 491 likes. Would love to have 500 likes, maybe 550. Maybe you could push it to 600. That might be pushing it a little bit, but hit that like button. It does help me out. There we go. 500 likes. Don't let FOMO run your stocks. Take your gains. You're absolutely right. And I don't want to be that person that says, hey, sorry, I was getting caught up in this. Wow. 222 for GME. I don't want to be that person that says, don't take your profits, just hold on to the position because we all feel like this is going to go up. Yes, it is going to go up. My voice just cracked. It is going to go up. I'm hitting puberty apparently. It is going to go up. The thing is that if you have a profit target, just take your profit target. This is really increasing. I love to see those jumps, those quick jumps that you see it. When the chart adjusts, I don't know, that's just like the best feeling in the world. Roblox will not do as good as expected. Remember, I said it first. All media access. All right, I'll remember it. We're going to be talking about it over in the Discord group, so we'll see what everybody thinks about it. People think it's going to 5x, or some people think it's going to double in the first day. Being at $45, that's a little high from what I see. But yeah, it looks really interesting. Tesla and Peter are making money. Nice. Yeah. I mean, look at that. Up to $600. I think I always have faith in Tesla, what Tesla's doing. in most cases. I always have faith in what they're actually doing. I wasn't a believer in the company. I always seen it as not being valued that high, but the people are the ones that value it. You know, and I've always display the value, I guess. But yeah, I can say that this has the potential to go back up to that $1,000 mark as people start to get back into this. And yes, it's going to continue to, you know, fluctuate up to 700, back down to 600, up to 750, back down to 650. Like, that's what's going to happen. But I think Tesla is going to be big. I mean, it's already big, but good point to get into Tesla. I always think below, I was saying previously below 600 is a great time to get in. Even, you know, at that $600 mark, it's still a great time to get in because it moves so much and has the potential chance to get to 650 easily, get to 700 easily, you know, and that's what a lot of people are looking at here. And it's a great day trading opportunity, but it also is a great long-term investment. I just placed an order for 20,000 shares of AMC at $9. You think it will dip beyond that? No. Where's that now? So I think it has a potential chance, from what I've seen in the past, it has a potential chance to go down to, yeah, that $8.89 mark. From what I've seen, that's a popular spot for it to get to. But obviously here it got to $8.90. So I think that's a popular spot to get to, and then it will resist at that point. But obviously I can't see what's happening on the order books to give you a true understanding of that level. Let's see if I can, no. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's amazing. If you can get 20,000 shares of AMC at $9, that's going to be good for you. I think you're going to see a pretty substantial increase. So what am I supposed to do when my Robinhood account shows that my AMC shares are at negative $265? Your opinion. Your AMC shares are at negative $265, as in you're losing $265. Do you know your cost basis, like when you bought into the position? Because what you would typically do is, right now, if you're at negative $265, I don't know how many shares you bought, but waiting it out is either waiting it out or averaging down is the best bet. If you wanted to buy in lower, then you could do that. If it's something where you bought in like 1,000 shares and you're down $265, that's like nothing, and you'll gain that back when it does increase to probably $10 or so. Because right now I'm down on, or I'm up on AMC by $42, but I'm down on RKT by $1,760. But I'm going to continue to hold on to it, and it's going to adjust as the market opens. Maybe a little bit, not too much. It's only up 1% basically. We need that to continue to increase. I don't know why it's not. But GME is making some moves up to $225. We're almost at 550 likes. That's amazing. DT, where, like, how many shares did you invest in at, and how much did you, what was your cost basis? Will Roblox be a good shout though? We really have to have this discussion on Roblox and what people think. My voice keeps cracking. I don't know why. AMC is done. Why would you say that? AMC is not done. AMC is showing a ton of potential compared to a lot of other positions that are out there. Yeah, AMC is just getting started. Exactly. We have 901 people in here. I was going to say peoples. Puberty. Sure. Just hitting puberty at 30. Yep. You have hard doubt, but you do you. Um, I mean, at the level it's at, you're telling me that AMC is done. With the increase that it's seen, you're telling me that AMC is done. Were you thinking the same thing yesterday, or what do you mean by done? That's what I want to know. I want to entertain this. What do you mean by done? Do you mean that it will not go? DT, I just asked you a question related to your super chat. Um, what did you buy in at? Like, what price did you buy in at? And also, how many shares do you have? I will answer your question once I know that. I need more information here before I answer anything else. I'm going to answer this because I want to answer people's super chats. You got to delete these trolls. I don't see any trolls right now. No, I'm agreeing with you, Matt. I was disagreeing with the dude who said it was done. Oh, okay. Oh, for some reason I see the color of the problem is the color of the icon here. So it comes up as like purple. But yeah, I mistook that. Um, Wait, sorry. What did he say? I missed it. What? I All right. I'm DT. I'm talking to you. If you could tell me um, what price you bought in at, and also how many shares you own, in order to get you to that negative $265 that you have, because I want to know how quickly you can recoup that, or if you can't recoup it, if it's something where you bought in at $20. Let me know how many shares you bought. What's Mavis doing? People are saying Mavis. Well, one person's saying Mavis a lot. So let's look at it. It's up 5%. I would love to see it get back up to that $20 mark, but I'm not 100% sure exactly if it's going to get there. It is a valuable position. A lot of people love this stock, but it's not showing promise, not showing volume, and that's what we need. Everything is green right now in the pre-market. A lot of things are green. You still have OCGN, which is not doing what I would hope it was supposed to do. I'm in profit now. That's good. I want to play some golf, man. What's the weather today? Funny thing, I'm asking everybody on here, but you live all around the world, so I don't know. Theaters opening back up, and stimulus checks are going to start rolling in. AMC is doing just fine. Yeah, AMC is doing more than just fine. They're just really getting started, and it's going to, I believe it's going to really push up. Remember, always set where your profit targets will be, where your limit orders, your stop losses will be. That's what you need to do in order to make some sort of money in the stock market. And just because we get to this point to where we are accepting, what the stock is doing as the days go on and holding it for months rather than, only holding it for weeks or intraday, accept your profits. DT still hasn't answered my question. I don't know. Is he even listening to this? I feel like he doesn't have audio. That has to be he or she. I don't know who that person is. 60 degrees near you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. 60 degrees. What? I might have to do my next live stream on mobile. Mark Cuban was right about holding these stocks. Yeah. Mark Cuban is a really intelligent person, right? Obviously he knows about investing into stocks, probably more long term than short term, and understands when something has a lot of momentum and all you need to do is hold. So he said that all we need to do is hold. I believed him. I seen all the things he had to say. So yeah, bought in at around 10.50. Your advice? It would be my opinion, not my advice. Sell it even and buy back, or wait until it grows. See, for you, we need to see what the market does. Right now, you're below that price point, right? So we're at this $9.50 mark, right? For you, if it does push above $10 and continues to push at like maybe 10.70 and hovers between 9 and 10, grows at 17%, you're going to see it pull back a little bit, back under $10, because that's what history has done. So you need to play it as the best you can play it, and it will suck if you take a profit and then it ends up continuing to skyrocket, because AMC has not had that spurt to where it just basically had liftoff. Where it jumped 50%, has not had that day, which could happen any day now. And that could be today, that could be tomorrow, and then you may end up missing the boat. So you have to do what's best for you. In my opinion, I've seen it a number of times. The only thing I would do is, if you have any money to average down, because that's where you're not getting out completely, and then you're lowering your cost average. Yes, you are sitting at a loss at this point, but you're lowering your cost average so that you can gain a lot more money on the way up. And also, if you do get to your old break-even point, technically you're making money at that point. So that would be my opinion, but it's very tough. I don't want you to miss the boat. I don't want anybody to, not be in during these big situations, during these large growth days. Matt asking how many shares you bought and what is your average cost. This will let him know why you're at 1,200 plus. Where did DT respond? Because I didn't see anything. Then again, it's hard to see this chat as it's moving. I try to respond to as many things as possible. I feel like you have to respond in a community and don't just analyze everything and stay on those things. Obviously, analyzing is a big piece, but I think I just love responding to everybody. What do I think about cryptocurrencies? I think they're going to be obviously huge. And when you look at Bitcoin, that's huge. Where's Bitcoin at? I had cryptocurrencies here somewhere. Crypto. So yeah, Bitcoin, $54,000. I mean, they're gonna be huge, especially with the thought of NFTs. And if you're interested in the NFTs, I have some in the description. DT said 100 shares at $14. Wow. So at this point, I do believe that it will push up to $14. That's been mainly the reason. I mean, you invested at a high point. I thought that was the middle of the road back when we really had less utilization, we had less shorted share, actually more shorted share positions, and less manipulation as well. But if I had to give an opinion on what you need to do now, and this is merely just my opinion, by investing at 100 shares at $14, averaging down is your best bet to make your money back quick, or quicker, faster. So I try to do that a lot. But yeah, that would be my best opinion of how you would make your money back. The problem is that if you just wait it out, I believe it will get up to that $14 mark and surpass the $14 mark, to where you can make a little bit of money on those 100 shares by gaining maybe $1 up to that $15 mark, to where my firm stop loss, or that stop loss will be. So you're going to look to gain money. It's going to say you're down because it's unrealized gain. It's not something that's realized, which means that you accepted the loss, which means you sold your positions at what the price is now. So you're fine. It's not something where you have a realized loss of $265. But it might be a little bit less as you as the day opens, because if the day opens and it's above where it closed at, that price will change for you. Not a crazy amount. It's only 100 shares. It's something that's even easy to do math on, but it will decrease. That value will decrease as the market opens. So thank you everybody that called out that he said 100 shares for $14. I can finally answer the question. It looks like AMC is now at $9.55, having that little bit of a push up at the end of the pre-market. We're almost at 1,000. We are at 1,000 viewers. Hit that like button. Get it above 600 likes, 650 likes. That would be amazing. Can you explain gamma squeeze? I know it deals with options. It's basically options expiring and a lot of people having to buy back their options. I didn't know that there was a gamma squeeze present. I know that there's a lot of options dates to where you would have option contracts expire, but I'm not 100% familiar with options. I know about the overall squeeze that will eventually happen, I believe. The only thing is that we still need to see this cost to borrow increase, the percentage that they would have to pay on the short positions. Like number 587. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. He really took a number. Like we're at like a deli counter. If it squeezes, how much could it be? A full squeeze? If it has a full squeeze to where this bubble bursts, right? Everything completely pops, and the hedge funds give up. They basically say, we're accepting the losses. We're getting out at this point because we know this is going to skyrocket. It's going to push up 100, 200. Like it can actually reach these levels, the same levels that it was at for GME. The only thing for GME is that they had the interest rates were very high on these short positions. For GME or for AMC, the interest rate is not really that high. So it's getting there, but it's not really that high. I definitely see we need one of those days to where it pushes up by 50%. We haven't had one of those days. We've had days to where it was 12%, 13%. 18%, anything below 20%. We haven't had those days to where it closed at above 20%. We need 50% here. This is what we need. And the thing is that it's not the amount of growth that we're seeing here or the amount of volume, because the people are buying. It's the shorted shares, it's the naked shorting, it's basically sending us IOUs. Like it's a lot of negative things on the hedge funds aspect of it. Yes, AMC is a dynamite. The only thing is that we didn't light it yet, and we're getting there. So we have 1,113 people in here. Continue to hit that like button. Remember, I do have a Discord group below. In the description, it's the first link, and we're going to be talking about Roblox a lot there. Maybe after we get off the stream. I only stream until about 10 o'clock. So the first 30 minutes is something that we want to see as a very interesting day. We want to see that really start the day, really push us up. And remember, there's multiple days that we started out on a negative, just a drop really. Bro, I just logged into Webull and I have 20K buying power. How the fuck do I have 20K buying power? I only deposited 5K 2 weeks ago. What the fuck? Someone explain this to me. Why I have 20K buying power and 11K overnight? I have no idea. That's weird. That's very weird. I don't know. I don't know. Well, don't use all of it, because if you have, do you mean like including margin? Yeah, I don't know. That's weird to have 20K buying power if you only deposited um, 5K. Only 15. Well, I'm trying to be realistic here. I do think that it has a lot of potential as we see these positive markets. Um, but yeah, I think that 15 is a great point to get to, a great starting point, a great launching point. Because once we see that larger increase we haven't seen, we've been seeing with GME, we've been seeing with actually just GME really, not Cost, not Rocket, not any of those. We've only been seeing the 50% increases or 100% increases with with GME. We've seen one day to where we did have a 18% increase, but then over the after hours market, we had a like total of another, like, I don't know, I think it was like 20% or so. It was a total of like 53% increase, right? And that was over the open or the close to, or sorry, the open to the highest level in the pre-market at that one point. But we haven't ever seen a day to where it was 20% or more in the actual market. So we need this to push 50% of an increase, 60%, 100% of the increase. And that's where we'll start to see that launching point. We'll know that this is really taking off at that point. Right now, we're seeing pennies of a jump. It should be a lot more than that. On Webull, they give you 4K the amount in margin once above $2,000. Well, I don't have that. What's up? What's up, Ghost? Just saw you get modded on Trey's channel. What does that mean? Oh, oh, moderator. Got you. I thought you were talking to me. I thought you were saying that I was a ghost because I haven't been like streaming for a while, but I have. But you're talking to Ghost. You got to do the at symbol. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of the other day, is adding moderators, but I don't know who would be best for that. I'm looking and seeing how people uh, respond to things. And I do see people that tell other people to hit the like button, which I do love. Um, you do need to hit that like button though, get it above 700 likes. That will be really good. In my opinion, that'll be the best thing ever. We're almost at the open. Do I smoke? Come on. No, I don't. I invest in cannabis stocks, but I don't smoke. Yes, please add mods. I will. I figured I was going to add mods a while ago when the streams were hitting like 2,000, 3,000, 6,000 viewers, but now they're kind of not dwindling, but it's around 1,000 viewers rather than that. Trey was just modding randos in the chat. That could work. Um, I I wouldn't mod random people. I want to obviously mod um, people that understand that they can like ban somebody. They can stop somebody from trolling or whatever. And some people may take advantage of that. And if you mod random people, it might be really bad. Someone might say a positive thing just to basically say, hey, can I get modded? And then they end up screwing up a lot of things. Thoughts on blockchain stocks like Riot? I think they're going to be good. Obviously, Riot is up 12% today. The problem is, just like blockchain, you're going to see them fluctuate. Just like cryptocurrency, you're going to see them fluctuate. But I can say that I have faith in Riot. I did make a video on blockchain stocks and what I feel or how I feel about them. I would say SOS was probably, let's see, look at that. I had a selection here. Maybe I took it away. Maybe I took it away. Yeah, sure. But yeah, maybe SOS, I believe, is something that I I'm not really wanting to believe in that. But I know that Riot is a big mover. For me, at least, because short term, I can say that it's a big mover. Long term, obviously, you can get some good growth out of it, just depending on when you invest into it. But yeah. Let's see, we're 11 minutes until the open. Ghost is cool. Yeah, Ghost is pretty cool. Ghost spam in the comments. No, I don't see that. He's just commenting. AMC anytime shootings. I don't know what that means. What do you think of AMC? So, like I said, my opinion of AMC is that we are going to see a pretty good increase today. As long as the market stays positive, we should see a pretty decent increase and hopefully break that level of $10. We've been struggling around the $9.60 mark. So if we can get above that, that will be a win. But anything really, if we get above $10, that looks amazing today. And I was hoping that we could open at $10, but it looks like we might open somewhere around that $9.40, $9.50 mark. We may have over the last 5 minutes like a very large like jump. We did have a decrease here, but we might have a very large jump, maybe pushing us above that 960 mark. If we can break it before the market opens, that'll be even better. More ads equal more money, which equal higher AMC value. What? You want me to play more ads? I try and do one like every 30 minutes. Sometimes I will do it like every 25. I'm not 100% sure. But sometimes I just miss it and don't even do it. I'll do it like once per hour just because I'm getting into what I'm talking about. Funny thing is, it is. Scott, what you said, your face is priceless after you read this stupid comment. Yeah, you can see my face change there. That's good. That's good. That's really good. Me Kevin has ads every 2 minutes. Yeah, he definitely like I wouldn't say he pushes the boundaries of having ads. He has ads. Well, he has longer videos, and I think he puts a lot of ads in there. But he has longer videos, and obviously he loves making money, and everybody does. You can make money on YouTube just by placing ads. That's amazing. Then you also have other affiliate links and things like that, groups that you can create. It's amazing. Remember, everybody, I have a link to a Discord group in the description of this video. So if you want to sign up for that, go ahead and click the link. It costs $5 to sign up, and you'll get access to the Discord group. And as things go on, we'll get more stuff. And also, I post things, I hope, as like very frequently on the actual page, and I hope that we can get a big community there. But yeah, we need to find a way to talk about Roblox. I believe that's going to be a big discussion. would you say selling off some GME at the open, then buying it in shortly after would be a good idea? If you do see that decrease, yes, but what we seen yesterday was like I believe an increase right away, and we did see a little bit of a drop down. So that might be a great strategy. It depends what you feel like doing. You might end up raising the cost average, or you might end up losing out on a potential chance of having, those shares in there. Because if it goes up rapidly like this and you end up chasing it and it goes back down, technically it's still above where the open is. Now, if it goes all the way down here, it's below where the open is, but it's not saving that much money, or I guess you would be adding on a decent amount of money there by selling some shares and then buying back in low. It's all up to you. Historically, GME has had more of like a 60-40 split on whether they increase or decrease during the open. So AMC has been something that has decreased literally every single day. That first candlestick has always been a decrease. Let me delete this. But yeah, we're still hovering around that $9.49 mark. For GME, we're hovering around $220, which we may see that decrease here. But like I said, it's 60-40. There's a little growth in cannabis stocks, I bet. Yeah, you see that 4% in Tilray. Sundial has 5% of growth. That's pretty good. Shoot. Let's see. Halt's coming. A bunch of bullcrap coming. Probably. We have 4 minutes until it opens, and I think we're going to see something. We're going to see something good, but I think they're going to try and really pull that down. And the way that you do it is halt. I mean, that's a standard procedure, is halting the stock when it does go up too much or down too much. And I think that opening at these prices, like I said, hopefully we can actually see that go down a little bit. People can buy in and it can go up for GME at least. For AMC, we're going to see that probably drop down, just because that's what AMC does. Quick opinion on eyes. Oh yeah, I haven't looked at eyes. It was up 70% at one point, or it was up 100%, I believe, well over 100%. What is it at now? Like 20. It was at $20 when I last looked at it. It did go back up to 21. It ended up going all the way up to 26 throughout the pre-market here, I believe. Yeah, the pre-market ended up going up to $26.20, which is huge. I wouldn't have predicted that, but it has had a lot of push. The thing is I think this is going to be another situation to where it might sell off. So be careful. Be very careful. Make sure you have some sort of stop set. You can probably see some sort of increase, just like you've seen, let's say with, let's compare it to RKT. So Rocket, really quick, you could see what happened over, where's the data where it did increase to like I don't know what day it is. There we go. You can see what happened when it got up to $48 and then slowly trailed off, and then did have an increase to where it went up to $39, but then slowly continued to fall down and decrease. So watch out for that. Seriously, watch out for that. No matter how much good news is there, make sure that you look at that and say, you know, what could be the worst situation out of this? And that would be it, you know? So really watch out. Lead us the way, modern day Jesus. What, Scott Henry? Thank you for calling me modern day Jesus. I don't know if it's me, but my name isn't Jesus or Jesus. These big pullbacks on AMC are scary. I don't think they're scary. I think it's normal. You see these pullbacks that you do see here. The problem is that it keeps resisting at $9.62. In the pre-market, that's just where the highest point is going to be. I believe that we're going to see this open up, probably decrease a little bit. Hopefully not to like, you know, below $9 or like, you know, drop 40 cents, because if it drops 40 cents, that's going to be huge of a drop. And then we're going to need to basically recoup that. But it's quite possible that we could easily recoup it. Hey, you're my favorite stock YouTuber right now. You seem to strike this effortless balance between analysis and community interaction. Love it. Thank you for somebody noticing this. I appreciate that. I watch a lot of people, and having that balance between a stock, and the market just opened. It decreased a little bit. Having that balance between the stock and, you know, the chat is definitely a good thing to have. And I watch a lot of people to where they don't do this. So it's tough. But thank you for noticing that. It looks like AMC is taking a little bit of a drop, not a ton. It is taking a drop here. You don't really see a ton of volume going through it. I have a baby crying upstairs, so hopefully you don't hear that. We'll all grow together holding AMC. Let's plan this. Let's plan yearly meetings. Yeah. I'm hoping we can basically do like monthly things over in the Discord group. I'm wondering if we will have it in the spring and summertime hits for AMC. Yeah, I think once we get to a point to where the stock market opens, like all the states open, we're going to see something really good happen with AMC, with all of these different positions. You can see the overall market is green. AMC is starting to make a move. Hopefully we can find a way to push past 960. That's the mark we need to get past. Easily in the pre-market, it was difficult to get past 960. And at this moment we're at 952, slowly going, you know, back and forth between 950, 945. GME has decreased. It's continuing to decrease down to 212, making a turn up to 216. Will this be a green candlestick here, or it's going to continue to go down? Look at that. Look at that drop. Jesus died for our sins. We don't want Matthew to die for our losses. You're funny. GME is down. GME is starting to pull down to $210. AMC is pulling down a little bit. It's kind of starting to remain flat. It opened up at 938. That was Harper's room. Come on, now we got something in Hayden's room probably. Yep. So AMC still hovering around that $9.40 mark. GME is still pulling down a little bit. Got to a low of $208. That's really good for people to get in if they wanted to get in there and then drive the price up and continue to see that move on the way up. What is EYES doing? EYES is still up 65%. Did have that large jump very large jump, right? But just watch out here. I don't want this to continually decrease and then people get stuck in at these high prices, because it looks like it's going to be the same situation that happened with Rocket. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we continue to see this increase to where people can gain some money from it. AMC is sort of hovering towards that being down on the day, even to being down at $9.23. We're seeing it push down or pull down. We're seeing GME make some moves downwards. It's stair stepping on the way down. Where is it going to hit its low to where you can see that consolidation point to where it is going to start to increase? Love this wide range candlestick, and now it's starting to turn into, yep. We'll see what happens here. At this point, it is being oversold. So being oversold obviously tells people that they're going to continue to buy into it. I'm seeing that large green candlestick is a great sign, getting up to $215. AMC is now moving up as well, doing the same thing at $9.34. Take a look at SNDL. What's SNDL doing? Right there. It's moving up, or it's stair stepping down. It's up 3% from where it closed, but it is stair stepping down. You need to find your low point. It looks like everything's really following the same kind of train here. Same thing with Tesla, following the same train down to 598 and started to buy in, and now it's starting to pull down a little bit more. I'm the real Scott. The other Scott is a fraud. I'm sure maybe he's a Scott. Thank you for the super chat, though. I bought BB right now. Hope you're doing well. What is BB doing? Would it be a form of chasing it, or did you get in at a low point? Do I have BB on here? I do have. So Blackberry is up 4% from close to open or close to now. I've never really seen the volume with Blackberry to push that up, but it is looking like it's at a point to where it could increase today. Are you looking for a long-term or short-term gain? And when I say long-term, I mean a couple of months, or a really long-term as in like a year. Yeah, let me know. Riot's pushing today. Is it? Where's Riot? Riot is pushing 16. Well, it's 16% from close to open. It is pushing a little bit, not a lot. I mean, opening up at $44 and now at $45, that's definitely a move. But we want to see a little bit more to consider it pushing. You can see that it is separated. It's starting to really move here. It's up 17% from previous close to right now, almost pushing that 18% mark. Love when the chart shifts. When the chart shifts, that's how you know it's making a move. You know, GME is now at, wow, $231. Well, it was at $231. Now it's at $225, which is huge. AMC is now down again from close to open. It's now down. Great job, MP Stock Bandits. Is that what we're going with? Is that? I see you mentioning that. Everything's green today. It looks really good. I love seeing everything green, right? GME hype down. I mean, I wouldn't say that. Like they're making some moves here. Stair stepping on the way up, just like it was yesterday. Had that initial decrease, stair stepping on the way up. This looks really strong. The only thing that I would say that doesn't look strong, and I thought was going to be a red candle, was the fact that, and it looks like it is the fact that this, if you look at the candlestick here, you can see that you have that long wick up top, and then the smaller wick. Yes, it is a buying candlestick, right? But it is at the bottom of that candlestick, which indicates that it is going to have more selling power because the buying power didn't win there, right? And that's what you're seeing here. You're seeing more of a consolidation, a doji candlestick. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, and then you end up dropping down here, which you do see that obviously strong selling power. So why $8.80? What are you talking about? You want to see it get to $8.80 so that you can find a buying point. Yeah, I mean, I think that if we look at some history here, you can see that that low was $8. It's hit an $8.89 or 88 cents, 89 cents, 90 cents multiple times. To have those touch points means that that's a strong support level. That's probably where that person's coming from. Only 90K shares left to borrow on AMC at a borrow cost rate of 12.2%. That's going up, and that's great to hear. You see AMC increasing here, getting above that. Hopefully we can continue to push. Look at this. Look at this. Come on. Let's go. Move. Move. I like your cut, G. Thank you, Thamer. I appreciate that. Matthew Perry, you're fired. Well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You said that we need to go to. You said that we need to go to 960. Yes. So 960 in the pre-market, which looks like it's starting to move. But 960 in the pre-market was a point to where it resisted multiple times. We need to break that point there in order to push past and continue to push past. It looks like it was really fighting at that point. And I want to see it break past that point. And once we could see it break past that point, I think we'll be set up pretty nicely. You can look at 960 here as a resistance level with 13,000 shares. Oh, I thought my face was covering it, but it wasn't. 13,000 shares here that need to be sold, and it's going to be a wall that we hit. And it seems like once we get up to 950 or 955, it ends up, really pulling back because we do have that selling power. Eyes having a massive sell-off. That's exactly what I was saying. And I don't think this is considered a massive sell-off, but I think it is going to continually decrease, just like Rocket did. This is something it looked like it was more of a pump and dump, but did have some news behind it. So let's see if we could still see a recovery. It might not be to that point. I do want people. Is RKT crashing? That's not good. RKT's not doing great, especially with what's happening in the market here. I mean, RKT crashing is not good. I'm gonna have to average down. I'm gonna have to scalp in order to get anything back there. I'm hoping that we still do have an increase here. I'm still in at 200 shares of at $33.80. So we'll see what happens there. But really focused on AMC. AMC is now taking a move downward. We want to see that obviously increase. So seeing the first 30 minutes be this dull is not really that great, but we could see quite a bit of movement towards like lunchtime, a little bit after. At the beast, that's a day trade. I won't buy it again. What are we talking about here? Sorry, I missed some stuff. I'm on 880. Someone's still pushing for 880. Hold RKT for the long term. I'm gonna hold RKT for a while. I think that's probably a great bet there, is to hold RKT for a while. I would have liked to just held 100 shares rather than 200 shares, but 200 shares is okay. I think I'll be fine with that. And AMC Entertainment, it's going to be the same selling point as the one over in Fidelity, and we'll go from there. It's just a calm before the storm. Could classify it as that. We have 1,166 people in here. If you could hit that like button, that would be amazing. Also, make sure you check out my my Discord link in the description if you're interested in it. So this is where I'm having trouble. It's saying that the Discord is linked to my Patreon. But people are saying they can't find the Discord link. You should be able to go under the tier, and it should be able to give you that information. Let me go to Blackberry's account. Go to what the membership is, my membership, and then you can go. Okay, so if you go to if you're in the which I'll respond to this comment, but if you're in the Patreon, if you're in the Discord group, then go over to, when you go to my profile, go to my memberships, and then go down to Discord community and connect to Discord. Do you guys think this will actually go to $15 soon? I actually think that it will. Oh, we passed the 960 mark. Perfect. That's what I'm talking about here. Passing that 960 mark was a huge wall. We do have a wall at 990, so let's see if we can continue to push that. We have another little wall at 980, which I believe that was already sold here. But yeah, it looks like it's really pushing. Continue to see that strength. Let's go. We got to see this crossover. If we could see this this 15 moving average crossover the 200 EMA, that's going to be a good situation. We have at 974. It's doing some work at this moment. We did see it past 960, which means that we're no longer having that. We're no longer having that as a resistance level at the moment. Hopefully it doesn't go back down. We don't really have that as a resistance level. Look at GME. GME is now at $235. Well, $232 at the moment. It's crazy. You're seeing a little bit of an increase on Rocket, but not enough. Tesla is looking like it's having a move. Cost is having a pretty substantial move. It opened up at $15. Where does it say that at? It didn't open at $15. That's a lie. Clearly opened between 19. What are they even talking about here? How can it open at $15 and have a low of $18? It's stupid. But we do have AMC that's above $9.60. Hopefully it continues there. We want to see that push up to $10, man. That push up to $10, it can really happen. The $15 can definitely happen soon. If we start to see this growth by 20%, 30%, yeah, we're going to see something big. I told you we were going to have some walls at 980 and 990, so that's where it hit those walls, and now you're seeing a little bit of a sell-off. Hopefully it doesn't get oversold, get to a point to where it is oversold, and drop back down to like $9. That will suck. But GME is now pulling back down to $226. You think AMC can hit $30 at some point? Yes, I do. I do believe, I would say, if I had to give it a percentage chance, I would say there's probably a 75% chance that it'll hit that point. But like I said, my profit target is $15 to $20. I want to take that profit, and it's not saying I won't worry about it or talk about it because it's obviously a big portion. I'm just going to move on to investing my money into other places that are more short term rather than long term. I will have some swing trades involved in that because I'm starting to really get into swing trading instead of not instead of day trading, but more than day trading. Day trading I'm going to use a lot for the scalping purposes. 8 me right here. Yeah, I mean, GME is just making moves. I mean, there's not really too much logic behind it. People are buying into it. Hedge funds are covering some of their short positions or a lot of their short positions. We're seeing a lot of the positive movement that we should have seen instead of them manipulating the stock price. And now, you know, we're seeing the price go up a lot. Looks like AMC is now above 975. Let's see if we can push that. Where are the levels? We have a big wall, two big walls at $9.99 and $10. If we can push past those levels, that would be phenomenal. So we just hit $9.80. If we can push past that, that's one of the walls that were down here, a smaller wall. We did push past it a little bit, $9.81, $9.82. We're seeing it make moves here. Oh man, now it's starting to pull back. Which happens. AMC will be 600 plus by June, as predicted. I see AMC hitting $1,000 with a couple of squeezes. I don't know about that. I don't know if I don't know because the interest isn't there to squeeze them out of their positions like that as fast as they want to be squeezed out. Swing trade and day trade, what's the difference? Day trade is intraday, so you don't hold onto a stock overnight. Swing trading is where you hold onto a stock for multiple days or weeks or months. And you end up selling it for a profit, or you take your losses however you see fit. But swing trading is holding overnight versus day trading intraday. Intraday just makes it easy so that you don't have the unpredictable after hours market. My guy said $1,000 in AMC. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, if it does hit it, then it does hit it. I won't be in it at that point. AMC going to $2,000 today. Come on, squozed. $980 must be a resistance. It looks like $980 did have a couple of sell orders there. But you have a resistance point at $990, $995, $999, and a lot at $10. So if we can push past $10, then it's smooth sailing until you get to $10.10. But why is GameStop a better meme than AMC? GameStop was the first one that came on board, right? I understand that, and GameStop was the one that was heavily shorted to like 140% or something. I could see AMC. Wow, AMC is now up to 990. Come on, up a little bit more, a little bit more. Oh, pull back. So it was almost up to 990. We can see if we can continue to push up there. 985. So yeah, AMC is something that every time I start talking, it starts to get close. There we go, 990. Got to a high of 990. Push past it, 991. Come on, keep going. 992. Let's go faster. Let's really make this move. You can see Rocket that's now doing something. Cross is doing something. GME is doing something. But AMC is now pushing 995. We're getting close to these targets here. Remember, we have a huge wall at $10. A huge wall at $10. If we can push past that wall, let's draw something here. Let's draw a horizontal line. I don't do that often. So we got a huge sell-off at $10 even. So if we can push past that line, that would be really good. Where do we have buy walls at? I don't see any buy walls here. It must be all market orders. And even if they are market orders, they would still come through this book. $10 incoming. AMC to the moon. 1,101. People said GME is dead when it was 40. Yeah, I know. And, you know, the funny thing is, for me, I sort of believe them. Even though I didn't believe that it was completely dead, I still knew that it would get to $100 by March. Shut up, Matt. Every time you say something, it goes down. All right, let's see. Let's test this. So I'm talking about it going up, and I'll stop talking. It pretty much stayed at the same price. I'm sorry. I can't stay silent that long. We got 1,225 people in here. Please hit that like button if you could. It really does help out the channel. No one sell anything. What program do you use? This is Webull. The link is in the description. If you want free stocks, you can sign up and deposit $100 and you'll get those free stocks. Damn, 990. I want to resist. You keep talking. I was just silent and it stayed the same. It's pretty much staying exactly the same. Talking doesn't help. I don't think this is it. Be silent and the stock will go up. Just be quiet. I tried. I mean, it's pretty much staying at the same spot, right? Like now that I'm starting to talk, it looks like it's going up to 995, right? But now it's going down. I'm sorry. I'm still talking. I'm sorry. So oh man. 90,000 shares selling at $10. That doesn't look good. Yeah, it's not the best. So if it does get to $10, it's going to be a huge wall. And you do have a lot of walls in between here. That's why it's really hovering between that 980 and 995 mark. And to tell you the truth, you can see the 15 moving average. The 15 moving average being well below it and pulling back, you know that it's going to come back to earth. So it's going to come back to that 974 mark, because that's what, you know, if you wanted to judge things and actually make money in the stock market, most cases, if it is going down and pulling away from the 15 moving average, it's going to come back. So the fact that it is coming back right now and literally hitting that 15 moving average, that's exactly what we're seeing here. And we're going to see that start to bow out here, and it hit right on that moving average. So don't panic here. It's still going to go up. We just need people to, I guess, get out of those selling orders. So you see what people are doing. Look, at $10, you have 59,000 people now instead of 80,000. You have 59,000 where people are like, all right, well, the sell orders are too high. So now they're going to lower them to 990 or 980. Keep talking. I want to buy at 7. Why do people think that it's tanking because I'm talking? It's not tanking. It's just going down. That's what happens in the stock market. It's going to go down. It has its you know, ups and downs in the market. Those 19 down votes are on paper hands. Those 19 down votes are probably the people that think that it's going down because I'm talking. Bro, it just tanked. Shut the fuck up. You guys are funny. Like, do you want to just look at the stock market? I can take my picture off the screen and We broke under 15 EMA. Yeah. So it's going to, like I said, it's going to come back to the 15 EMA. If it does pull back, yes, the 15 EMA was chasing the stock price, but you see how far it was away from it. You know that it's going to come back to earth. And whether the 15 EMA ends up coming back to it, no matter what, it's going to end up coming back to earth. If it does flatten out, then that's where the stock price doesn't come back to the 15 moving average. The 15 moving average comes up to the stock price. But most cases, you're going to see it come back to the 15 moving average and then end up resetting itself and growing. So do I see it realistically going to 15 this week? I do. 100%. I usually don't say things if I don't think it can realistically happen, which a lot of people want me to say, you know, that AMC is going to go to $500, or I've seen some videos saying that GME is going to 500K. I don't, like, what? I've seen a number of videos like that. Like, that's not realistic. What price are you selling at realistically? Like what I said, I'm setting my stop losses, as long as it gets above 15, I'm setting my stop loss at 15. But it has to comfortably get above 15, not something that will pull back, because AMC typically only moves like $1 or so. It's not something that's moving a crazy amount in a day. So if I can get it comfortably above 15, I'm going to basically put my selling point at that point, my stop loss. And then if it does move up to 20, I'll put my stop loss at 20. If it goes up to 25, I'll put it there. But I'm going to start at 15. I agree. It touches 15. We are talking about literally billions of dollars of free advertising due to the media frenzy. Do you think it will reach $100? I think it could possibly reach $100. Yes, with a full, with a squeeze, yes, it could definitely reach $100. Even without a squeeze, I think it could reach $100, because we have a number of people that are holding the positions, and it's not really squeezing them out of the positions. It's going to be more of a slow increase, and that's what they're trying to really push, is the slow increase rather than a large squeeze. No, Matt, set your stop loss at $420.69. Why? All right, so I'm done today. I have to stop streaming at the moment. So I only go until 10 o'clock. Make sure you hit that like button on this video. Get it up to 1,000 likes. That would be amazing before I end this, before this outro. And make sure you get your free stocks with Webull down below. Don't forget to check out some of the other links that are down there. I have a Discord group, the first link in the description if you want to join that. And the way that you basically join that, if you want to go over to, I didn't know what cover photo to put. I feel like this is like, I don't know, not the right way to do this, but let's go to the public page. So yeah, if you go to your account here, you see your membership, and then you go to show more about the tier. You can connect to the Discord, and be able to, you know, chat it up. So hopefully I can see you over there. It's only $5, and then we can have this community. We could talk about Roblox. We can talk about a number of things as the day goes on. Hopefully we could pass by this $10 mark. That would be amazing, but we still don't know. Make sure that, actually, you know what? Let me check if I have any free stocks. It's been a problem with the free stocks lately. So if you want free stocks, make sure you click the link in the description, and you'll get those free stocks if you deposit $100. Let's see if we can get some more AMC shares here. All right, we got a good amount. Getting AR, AMC, AMC, AMC. All right, perfect. Remember, if you want your free stocks, just go down in the description. But I'm going to end this stream. I have to end the stream. We're going to be talking about a number of things over there. I have to. I'm sorry. I only do the first 30 minutes, maybe way down the line. MP Stock Bandits all day. We'll look at those names, but Yeah, see you in Discord, man. Thanks for the great morning. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for joining as well. Missing out, man. Stay for longer. I wish I could, but I can't. I got a lot of work to do, especially a month end close. There's a lot of stuff that I need to pick up on. So we'll definitely talk in Discord if you're over there. But yeah, I think that's it. So hit the like button, get it up to 1,000 likes. That would be amazing. But I'm gonna end this stream, and I'll see you guys in the next video or a stream later today. I don't know. We'll see. But see you later.